Fighting Bears of Hastings 1-4, and most of those district losses have been less than one, right about one run, and so it's been they've played some pretty good tight baseball. Uh, just falling a little short in some of these games. There's some very perennial leaders in 26A. We're about to get ready to get started here. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live. Don't forget, baseball action is always on Vype Live, and all your great softball action as well as we heat toward the playoffs of districts and by districts in the UIL. Don't forget our soccer action as well, playoff action on Vype Live as well. So we got you covered for playoff action, not only March Madness, but an April awakening of some great baseball and softball action. And we get ready for the first pitch in a minute or so. Again, speaking of University of Houston, congratulations to Kelvin Sampson and the University of Houston Cougars on a great season, and also congratulate for our Austin fans also, the Texas Longhorns. Very heartbreaking loss, but boy, did they have a great season. All right, so leading off here for the Fighting Bears will be Gerardo Pena, the center fielder. As we get ready to get started here. The wind by Branson. The pitch. Fouled away. That's going to be strike one. Branson Britton, a freshman. The wind by Britton. And the pitch in there for strike two. Hector Reyes, the third baseman, is up next for the Bears. Britton gets a signal. The pitch, a little bit outside. 1 and 2 strikes to count. We'll get an update on the infield as well for the Bears. And I mean for the Lions. Britton takes the signal. The wind and the pitch. Inside, 2-2 the count. Glad to have you aboard. This is a 26A match between Alief Hastings and Alief Taylor. The pitch by Britton. Back to Britton. Back over, and the throw is in time to Jordan Chris, and it's one away. Now coming up is Hector Reyes, the third baseman for the Bears. Looks like Britton had a little bit, looks like he had a sting on his foot. The ball hit him, bounced off of his ankle. Hopefully he's okay there. Train's taking a look at him. Gerardo Pena is out. He grounded out to the pitcher. 1-3. Britton's going to take a few pitches. And now here comes Hector Reyes, the third baseman. 1 out. Top of the first inning. Britton's ready. The pitch, a little high. 1 no strikes to count to Hector Reyes. Aldo Villegas is up next for the Bears. Britton gets the sign. The wine and the pitch. A little bit inside. 2 balls, no strikes. It's going to be 3 balls, no strikes to count to Hector Reyes. Aldo Villegas' shortstop is up next. The wine by Britton. The pitch. It's there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to count to Hector Reyes. 1 away, top of the first inning. The pitch by Britton. It's in there. Strike 2. Full count to Hector Reyes. The wind by Britton. And the pitch. Got him. Got him swinging. Strike 3. That's the first strikeout for Branson Britton. And here's the shortstop, Aldo Villegas. The wind by Britton, the pitch, in there for a strike. Hit the corner real good. Strike 1 to Aldo Villegas. The wind by Britton, the pitch. A little bit low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Aldo Villegas. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live. The wind by Britton, the pitch gets away from the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Aldo Villegas. The wind, Britton takes his signal and the pitch. Up the middle, over to first, and a good play. And no runs, no hits, and no errors. There's nobody left. If we go to the bottom of the first inning, it is the Hastings Bears, nothing, and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions coming to bat. You're watching and listening to A-Leaf ISD Athletics on Vype Live.
Appreciate your service, bro. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to A-Leaf Taylor High School and the A-Leaf Taylor Baseball Complex. I'm yours truly, sports vet Michael Lewis, along with Tina Portillo, our producer and also Scott Gillespie back in the studio. And at our Vype studio as well. And we are in a 26A match between the A-Leaf Hastings Fighting Bears and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions, the home team. A-Leaf Taylor was able to hold off A-Leaf Hastings. Good pitching by Branson Britton, the freshman. And tonight, Daniel Gonzalez will be pitching for the Bears. Remember, these two teams did meet on Tuesday over at the sports complex at Crump Stadium, and the Lions won that one as well. And leading off for the Lions is going to be the left fielder Aslan Gonzalez, the senior, leading off in left field. The line, the pitch, squares around the bunt, and he takes a strike one. Gonzalez gets a signal from Rod, and it's outside. His battery mate is Gerardo Rodriguez, the catcher. The wind, the pitch. Aslan takes over third base and gets it over in time. Great play by Hector Reyes. He gets it over to first to Daniel Arriaga. And pitcher Branson Britton is going to hit. The lineup behind, as I said, behind Daniel Gonzalez, who's pitching, I'll let you know what it looks like. Okay, so he did make it to first. So it was a reverse call, so there is no out. Gonzalez takes a look over to first. It's a Verarte. The pitch. In too tight. Aslan Gonzalez did make it to first base, so the actual call was reversed. Gonzalez takes a look. The pitch. Britton pops it up, and it's going out to bleachers. It's going to be 1-1 strike to count. Nobody out. One runner on first. Gonzalez takes a look over at Aslan. Gets back in safely. Gonzalez takes a look over at first. The wind, the pitch. Going down to second. And in with the stolen base. Here's Aslan Gonzalez. One ball, two strikes to count to Britton. And the pitch. Inside, 2-2 to count to Branson Britton. The wind by Gonzalez. And the pitch. Fouled away. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Nobody out. One runner on. Up next to hit will be Jordan Chris. Gonzalez. The wind. The pitch. Got Britton on strikes. And it's strike 3. And it's 1 away. Jordan Chris is now the batter. The senior. 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. And 1 runner on. The wind by Gonzalez. Looks at the run on second. Goes back. And Gonzalez is safe. Ever Calderon is next. Gonzalez looks back, and here's the pitch. Fouled away. No balls, 1 strike to count to Jordan Chris. 1 away. Just started. Just underway here at A-Leaf Taylor. Gonzalez gets the sign. And the pitch. And hits the corner for a strike. 2 strike count to Jordan Chris. Ever Calderon is up next. The wind by Gonzalez. The pitch. It hit him. Chris is on the way to first base. And it's going to be Ever Calderon to hit. 1 out, 2 on. No score. At the bottom of the first inning. A-Leaf Taylor and A-Leaf Hastings, the home team A-Leaf Taylor. The Lions are batting. Gonzalez gets his signal from Gerardo Rodriguez, his catcher. The wind by Gonzalez, a pitch in there for a strike. The Hastings Fighting Bears only brought 11 today. They have a few injuries from what I was told by their coach, Andres Torres. Getting ready to get him and pick him off, and it's going to be a pickoff, and Gonzalez was picked off from second. And that's going to be put out 1-4, and it's 2 away. Good move by Daniel Gonzalez to get Aslan Gonzalez. And diving back in is Chris. No, Amari Dean, I'm sorry. So it's Amari Dean. The wind by Gonzalez, a pitch. That's a strike. 2 strike count to Ever Calderon. So the batter that's on base now is Amari Dean. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch, a little bit outside. Rodriguez was looking to get Dean at first. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch, foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Ever Calderon. Angelo Eru is up next. Gonzalez looking over to try to get Dean. It's a new avail. Wind by Gonzalez, the pitch. Hit high, but under it is Pena. He's got it for the out. No runs, one hit, and one left on. We go to the top of the second inning. The score, the Hastings Fighting Bears nothing, and the Ailey Taylor Lions nothing. Watch and listen to Ailey Feist, the Athletics on Vype Live. I used to live in Albuquerque. Oh, yeah? I've been to Paso. Man, that was fun. It was. Now, whenever I pass through it, it got bigger. It is. It grew. Yeah. A colleague of mine, a friend of mine, she used to live out there. She lives in Wichita Falls now. Oh, yeah? She went back, she said, I don't even know where everything is. I've been here for 3 years, man. Now I work at Kirkland Air Force Base in Albuquerque. Welcome back to Ailey Taylor High School and the Ailey Sports Baseball Sports Complex. I'm your truly sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also Skylar Gillespie back at our studio. It is a scoreless game as we go into the top of the second inning. And Branson Britton up for his second inning of work. And the catcher, Geraldo Rodriguez, is up for the Bears. Glad to have you aboard here on Vype Live. Great baseball action, softball action coming up pretty soon. It's going to be the playoffs, so never miss a strike, a ball, or home run. All here on Vype Live. Here's Geraldo Rodriguez, the catcher, and it's a strike by Britton in for a strike to Rodriguez. Britton gets a signal and ready, hits it out to right and up under it. Looks like Dean was up under it. And Dean makes the catch, and it's one away. Brian Cruz, the left fielder, is up now. Pitch by Britton to Cruz, low and away. It's going to be one ball, no strikes on Brian Cruz. Elazar Rangel, the right fielder, is up next for the Bears. Pitch back up the middle. Oh, great play. And great second out. Great play by the shortstop, Jacob Martinez. And it's two away. Great stop. Great Sports Center-like play by Jacob Martinez, the senior. Here's Elzir Rangel. The pitch by Britton to Rangel, and that's in there low and away, but a right cut on the corner for a strike. The wind by Britton, the pitch to Rangel. A little bit in high inside. 1-1 to count. The wind and the pitch, and Britton throws a floater. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Elza Rangel. The wind by Britton, the pitch strikes him out. That's a second strikeout for Branson Britton. And we go to the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. The score, the A-Leaf Hastings Bears, 0, and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions coming to bat. You're watching and listening to A-Leaf ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to A-Leaf Taylor High School. I'm your truly sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Tina Portillo, our producer, and also Skylar Gillespie back at the studio. It's a 26A match between the A-Leaf Hastings Fighting Bears and also the A-Leaf Taylor Lions, the home team. And we go to the bottom of the second inning, and leading off is Angelo Aru. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch to Rue, popped up, going up under it, and it goes out of play. The pitch by Gonzalez to Rue. The wind, the pitch. Rue hits it to the shortstop. Throw, not in time, but a good play by Aldo Villegas. But the throw was just too low to Daniel Averenga. And that's a base hit. Beat out an infield hit. Good speed by Angelo Aru. It's like Christopher Fierros is up. Gonzalez pitch inside. Let me double check that. That is Oliver Nien, the sophomore. Angelo Rue dives back in, beats out on the infield hit. The wind, diving back in. in the end, has a 1 ball, no strikes count. Nobody out, 1 man on. Angelo Rue popped up on a play. Pitch popped up. First baseman right up under it. And no play. Alvarenga and the right fielder, Rangel, converged on it, but just couldn't visualize in the sun. Sun's still bright, so maybe tough for some of the outfielders as we approach the early evening. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch popped up under it is Pena. Going back to first is Iru, and he's back in there. It's going to be 1 away. It's going to be Jacob Martinez is coming up now. One out, 1 on. Pitch by Gonzalez. And then for a strike to Martinez. Up next is Alberto. Is Jordan Chris next. The pitch by Gonzalez going on to second, and in there is Aru with the steal. And we run on second, 1 out, and 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Jacob Martinez. Throw back. He looked back at second with Aru. Gonzalez was trying to make a pickoff try, but Aru got back in time. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Martinez. The pitch. It's hit, and coming in is a good catch made by Rangel, and it's 2 away. Jordan Chris is now up to bat. 2 down, 1 on. The wind, the pitch, foul away. Wind by Gonzalez, the pitch. Popped. A foul tip by Jordan Chris. Catcher Christopher Fierros is up next. Gonzalez, the wind, the pitch, a little bit of away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live. This 26A district match. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch. It gets away, and it gets away, but Aru actually stays there. Ball is thrown a little low by Rodriguez, but a good backup by Villegas for Hastings. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Jordan Chris. The pitch, and that's going to do it. Strike 3. No ball, 1 run, one hit, no runs, and 1 runner left on. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. The score: the A-Leaf Hastings Bears, nothing, and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions, nothing. You're watching and listening to A-Leaf ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to A-Leaf Taylor Sports Complex and the A-Leaf Taylor Baseball Complex. I'm your surly sportsman, Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also back in the studio at the Vype Studio, our QA, Skylar Gillespie. It is a 26A match between the visitors, the A-Leaf Hastings Fighting Bears, and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions, the home team. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live. No scores. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning. And 3rd inning of work for freshman Branson Britton. He gets ready to start the 3rd inning of work. And leading off is the pitcher, Daniel Gonzalez, for the Fighting Bears as well. Great night for baseball. The pitch by Britton, a little bit outside. Hits the dirt. No balls, 1 strike to count. The wind, the pitch, a little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Daniel Gonzalez. Daniel Alvarnega is up next, the first baseman for the Bears. 2 balls, no strike to count. The pitch by Britton, and it's a little bit outside to Gonzalez. 3 balls, no strikes to Daniel Gonzalez, the pitcher. Britton gets his signal from Fierros. And the pitch. And there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. 1 strike to count to Daniel Gonzalez. The wind by Britton, the pitch. Swinging a miss, strike 2. Good cutter. The wind, the pitch. Looks like it's going to be base hit. And Gonzalez is at first, bringing it back in. It's going to be Nian. And courtesy runner, Eric Calderon, is going to run for the pitcher. Up now is the first baseman, Daniel Alvernega. First hit given up by Branson Britton. A freshman, Branson Britton also played with the Lions basketball team as well. The wind by Britton. Looks over at first. The pitch, Alvernega was actually squaring around. And pitch and bunted away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
You smelled that? Whatever.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch, a little bit low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Daniel Alvernega. Alan Prado, the second baseman, is up next. The pitch hits the outside corner for a strike. After Alan Prado, Geraldo Pena will be after him if he gets on. Britton gets the sign. Fierros goes to third, but it's fouled. Line the pitch, and that's strike 3. That's a third strikeout for Branson Britton. And coming up now is Alan Prado. We have 1 out. Britton's throw was a little bit. Calderon was able to get back. Line by Britton. Signal from Fierros. The pitch. Fouled back. 1 ball, no ball, 1 strike count to Alan Prado. Geraldo Pena, the center fielder, is up next. And strike 2. Pitch gets away from Fierros, and going into second base is Calderon. That's going to be a pass ball on Fierros. So it's going to be a pass ball on 2 or E2. 1 out. Run on second. A pitch by Britton. A little bit outside. No score. It's ball game, but the Lions of Aleph Hastings are threatening. Pitch. Tipped and caught. And that is a strike. That is 2 out. And Gerardo Pena is up now. Trying to get some life into the offense for the Lions. 2 down, 1 on. The pitch. That's 1 ball, no strikes to count to Alan Paredo. Paredo's gone. 2 strikes. And that is Gerardo Pena up. So Alan Paredo did strike out. 1-1 to count to Gerardo Pena. Line to pitch. Pitch. Pitch by Britton. And that's full count on Gerardo Pena. Britton gets a signal from Fierros. The wind by Britton, the pitch, low and away, and it's ball 4. And we have now runners at first and second. Hector Reyes, the third baseman, going to be up now for the Bears. Just the first walk for Branson Britton. Runners at first and second, and 2 down. The pitch in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to count to Hector Reyes. Aldo Villegas, the shortstop, is up next. The pitch, low and away. One ball, 1 strike to count. The wind, the pitch, high. Two balls, 1 strike to count. The wind, the pitch. A little bit of far away. Headed down, Fierros throws. And in there safely is Calderon. And moving up to second base with the double steal is Pena. So now runners at second and third with 2 away and a 2-1 count on Hector Reyes, the third baseman.
Kind of shaking the camera and just like,
The wind and the pitch. Three balls, two full count. The pitch tipped away, and coming in to score is going to be Colorado, and it's 1-0 the Bears. It's be a wild pitch on Britton, and it's 1-0 Aleph Hastings. And Coach Jenkins is coming out, or Jenkins is coming out to talk to Branson Britton. One run in for the Bears and have one runner on with two away, and they lead 1-0. And we got everything. Now he's finished with the actual conference. And coming up to bat. And Aldo Villegas, the shortstop, is up. Pitch hits him. And the bases are loaded. That's the second walk of the game for Britton. And that's going to make the bases loaded for Gerardo Rodriguez, the catcher. Remember, earlier in the week, Taylor defeated Hastings earlier in the week on Tuesday. Strike one to Rodriguez. Branson Britton, the freshman, trying to get out of this jam here. The wind by Britton, a pitch. Rodriguez holds on it, and it's 1-1. The wind by Britton, a pitch. Gets away from Fierros, but he's able to track it down. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Gerardo Rodriguez, the catcher. The wind, the pitch, base hit up the middle. 1 run scores. And holding up at second. And coming in to score is Pena. And it's 2-0. Now here's Brian Cruz, an RBI single for Rodriguez, and he has a courtesy runner. Richard Prado is going to run for him. And the Bears lead the Lions now 2-0 with Brian Cruz up to the plate. The pitch. That's going to be a ball. 1-0 to count to Brian Cruz. The wind by Britton, the pitch. Cruz hits one and out to left field. But he catches Gonzalez. 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score, the Hastings Bears 2 and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions nothing. You're watching and listening to A-Leaf ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to A-Leaf Taylor Sports Complex in the A-Leaf Taylor baseball field. I'm your truly sports fit Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also our QA back in the studio. It is Skylar Gillespie. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live for this 26-day match between the Hastings Bears. They're not fighting Bears, as they call them. And they're up against the home team, the A-Leaf Taylor Lions. The Bears lead by a score of 2-0, and now the catcher coming up for is Christopher Fierros, who hit against Uzinel Gonzalez, the pitcher, and the first pitch is in there for a ball. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error by a pitch by Gonzalez, low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for A-Leaf Taylor. Pitch by Gonzalez, catches the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Christopher Fierros. Next to hit is Aislinn Gonzalez, and the ball gets away. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. The wind, the pitch, it hits him. And going to first base is Christopher Fierros, the catcher. And hitting next, looks like it's going to be a courtesy runner for him. Okay, that will be Alberto Campbell is the pinch runner for Fierros. And coming to the plate, I believe it's Amari Dean. The wind by Gonzalez and the pitch. Checked that as Aislinn Gonzalez, I believe. It's Gonzalez. Gonzalez takes a look at over at first base. And the pitch gets away, but good stop by Rodriguez. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Nobody on, 1 out. Nobody out, and 1 on. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1-1 count to Aslan Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Gonzalez. The wind and the pitch. Squib away. And it's one ball, 2 strikes to count to Aslan Gonzalez. And up next in the batter's box is Branson Britton. Branson Britton, the pitcher, is up next. The pitch by Gonzalez. And Aslan Gonzalez is out. And it's going to be Branson Britton, the pitcher, up. 1 out and 1 on. The Bears of Hastings leading this one 2-0. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live. These two met on Tuesday, and Alif Taylor winning that one. Pitch by Gonzalez. Britton hits it. The second, that's going to be an error. Got out of the hands of Aldo Villegas, who looked down and may have just glanced away. And it's going to be an E6. And it's going to put 2 runners on first and second. And Amari Dean is up, the right fielder. Amari Dean, see if he can actually tie this up or get Taylor in the lead. The pitch by Gonzalez to Dean, strike 1. The wind by Gonzalez. The pitch. Chopper. Getting 1, and that's going to be the only one. Force out. Good play by Reyes to try to start the double play, but to no avail. Speed by Dean. Got him on first, and now Ever Calderon is up, the third baseman. Runners at the corners, 2 out. And the pitch, running to second and getting in there safely. Is Dean. The wind and the pitch. Right. Hits it to the shortstop, and good play by Villegas. No runs and no hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on. The score as we go into the top of the 4th inning. It is the Alif Hastings Bears 2 and the Alif Taylor Lions nothing. You watch and listen to Alif ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to Ely Taylor Sports Complex and the Ely Taylor Baseball Diamond. I'm your Ely sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also Skylar Gillespie back at the studio, QA. It is a great Friday evening to you, and a 26A match between the A-Leaf Hastings Bears, the visitors, and the home team, the A-Leaf Taylor Lions. And thank you very much for all you do, A-Leaf ISD, for bringing up some great athletes and having us to broadcast this great match as well. And now Eliza Rangel is up next for the Lions. Branson Britton pitch. Fouled off to win the top of the fourth inning. Britton getting his fourth inning of work. Hasn't done bad, just a couple of unfortunate pitches. And it gets by the shortstop, Martinez, and that's a base hit. And that's going to put a runner on first. The pitcher, Ozenel Gonzalez, is up next. Daniel Arvernega is amped there. The wind goes around the bunt. The pitch, Fierros throws it down and goes in center field, but looks like they were trying to get him. He got away from the actual second baseman. Got away from second baseman Eru. But there was a good backup there as well. Right on second. Fios's throw is that's a little bit short. No balls, one strike to count. Ozenel Gonzalez, the pitcher for the Bears. 2-0. The pitch, Gonzalez squared around, but 2 balls, 1 strike. The count, Ozenel Gonzalez. Pitch. And that's a strike. It's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Ozenel Gonzalez. Daniel Alvernega, the first baseman, up next. The wind by Britton. Looks back at second. And the pitch popped up. Going up under his. And good chase down. Good run down by Jordan Chris. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Nobody out. And we have a runner on first. The pitch, and gets out to the right fielder, to left fielder, and that's going to be 1 down. Good play by Anselm Gonzalez. Daniel Renega. Renega is next, the first baseman. 1 out, 1 on. Hastings Bears leading this one 2-0. The wind by Britton. The pitch. Renega, it's 1 strike. Britton looks back at second. The pitch. Renega thrown by Fierros. And in there safely is Rangel with a stolen base. Able to knock it out of the hands of Ever Calderon, the third baseman. That's a stolen base, but officials are going to talk it over. And he is safe. They were looking at the overturned call, and Chris Fierro's trying to get an overturned call, thinking that the actual runner, Rangel, had kicked the ball, but he did not. Now, Coach Jenkins is talking to the umpire on that play, on that challenge. Not like the actual major leagues who has the ABS system in now. It is the automated ball system, balls and strike system. This is more so of what the UIL is doing in contested outs. So I'm not for sure how the UIL is working it as timeouts or a challenge lost. This is the automation of baseball, for sure. Britton, the wind, pitch, gets away from Fierros. Coming is Rangel, and he is safe, and the Bears lead 3-0. That is going to be a wild pitch on Britton. And Rangel scores from third base and is now 3-0. 1 ball, 2 strike count out to Alvaro Nega. Nobody out. Right in. Pitch by Britton is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 3-0, the Bears lead. The wind, the pitch by Britton, and that's going to be strike 3. Britton's 5th strikeout of the day, but his team trails now 3-0. Fouled away by Alan Prado, the second baseman. 1 run in for the Bears as they lead by a score of 3-0. The wind by Britton, a pitch, tipped, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Prado gets it over Martinez, and that's going to do it for the inning. But 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error and nobody left. The score is going to the bottom of the fourth inning. The score, the Alief Hastings Bears 3 and the Alief Taylor Lions nothing. You're watching and listening to Alief ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to Alief Taylor Baseball Complex in Houston. I'm just truly sports with Michael Lewis along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and at the QA at our studios is Skylar Gillespie. 26A match between Alief Hastings and Alief Taylor. Alief Hastings leading this one 3-0. Pitched by Gonzalez over to Angelo Aru, second baseman. Lions need to try to get something going here. Up next is Oliver Nehan. Gonzalez takes the signal from his catcher, Rodriguez, and it is 1-1. Both pitches are pitched well. Just a little bit of trouble for ball gets away a little bit now. 2-1 to count. To Angelo Aru. But just a little bit of bad breaks for Branson Britton. But he's been pitching a good game. And both of the pitchers have really, really pitched well. Ozino Gonzalez as well. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch, it's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Angelo Aru. The wind, the pitch, Aru pops it up. The wind, the pitch. Strike 3 to call to Aru, and it is 1 away. Oliver Nehan. Next batter up. 1 away. And The Lions trailing by a score of 3-0. The wind, the pitch, popped it up. Under it is Pena, and he's there for the out. 2 away. Now these two will meet again, most likely in the month coming, as they get toward the end of toward a playoff run. The Bears are still outside looking into that 4th spot, and the Lions are still trying to hold on to that 4th spot. So those games are going to against each other are going to be real critical going down the stretch. The wind, the pitch. Teams pops it up. Under it is Rodriguez, and that's going to do it. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. The score, the Hastings Bears 3 and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions nothing. You want to listen to A-Leaf ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to A-Leaf Taylor Baseball Complex in Houston. I'm just truly sports vet Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also Skylar Gillespie back in the studio. It's a 26A match. One of the 2 games they've played this week between the A-Leaf Hastings Bears and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions. And the A-Leaf Hastings Bears looking for a little bit of I'd say a little bit of revenge after the loss on Tuesday. Really, they're playing very well, leading this one 3-0, despite 2 errors as well. And some great pitching by Ozanil Gonzalez as well. And Gerardo Pena, the center fielder, up now for the Fighting Bears. Branson Britton, 5th inning on the mound. The wind by Britton, the pitch, and it's a little bit outside. And that's going to be 1 ball, no strikes to count. To Gerardo Pena. Hector Reyes, the 3rd baseman, is up next. The pitch by Britton. That's going to be outside. He catches the corner for a strike. 1-1 to count. Glad to have you aboard here on Vype Live. Don't forget, baseball and softball seasons are going to be heating up with playoffs pretty soon. The pitch by Britton, and it's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Gerardo Pena. Somewhere in the middle of April. It's not April Madness. I guess it's going to be April. We'll find out the name for it. Pitch, a little bit inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Gerardo Pena. We can call it an April assault on the playoffs. We could, maybe. Pitch, up the middle. Oh, good stab, but a base hit by Gerardo Pena. Good play by Jacob Martinez. Great try, too. But the speed of Gerardo Pena beat it out. Hector Reyes, the 3rd baseman's up next. The 4th hit given up by Branson Britton. Like I said, he's done a great job. He's struck out 5, but a little bit of little bit some bad breaks got him down. The pitch, a little bit outside, but he goes around on it for strike one is Hector Reyes. The pitch. And going in to second, gets away a little bit away from Christopher Fierros, low and away. And going to second with a stolen base is Gerardo Pena. One by Britton, the pitch. And it gets by. Gets by the third baseman. Gets a hit, gets by the third baseman, called a run, and on first, Hector Reyes with a single. Moving over to third is Gerardo Pena. And Aldo Villegas, the shortstop, is up. Next for the Fighting Bears, Gerardo Rodriguez is actually in the on-deck circle. Strike one. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Bears. And no runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Lions. The wind by Britton, the pitch. Going down to second, in with the steal is Hector Reyes. And now runners at second and third with nobody out. Branson Britton going to try to get out of this jam. His team now trailing 3-0. These two met early in the week, and the Lions winning as the visitors on Monday. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Aldo Villegas. The wind by Britton, the pitch. Gets away from Fierros and in to score to make it 4-0 is Gerardo Pena. Wild pitch by Branson Britton. It's by Fierros, and it is 4-0. Hastings. Three and one to count to Aldo Villegas. Nobody out. 1 run in. The wind by Britton, the pitch. It's a strike. Full count to Aldo Villegas, the shortstop. The wind by Britton, a pitch. Foul tipped away. Still full count to Aldo Villegas. The catcher, Gerardo Rodriguez, next. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Hastings, and no runs, 1 hit, no errors for Taylor. And it's a good chance with these two meeting. There's a good chance that one of these two will most likely get the 4th seed in District 26A. But as we go into April, a lot of those positions will take shape. The wind by Britton. The pitch, and that's going to be a walk. And Villegas is up for a walk. And now coming to catcher, Gerardo Rodriguez. Pitch. Strike one. And going down to second base with a steal is Villegas. The ball's one strike to count to Gerardo Rodriguez. 2 on, nobody out. One run in. The pitch. Moving outside. Seems like Coach Andres Torres is going a little bit more with the running part, playing more aggressive base running in this game. The pitch by Britton hits him. And going to first base is Rodriguez. There's possibly going to be looking for a designated runner. And it's going to be Richard Prado. Bases are loaded, nobody out, 1 run in. And the Fighting Bears, or the Hastings Bears, looking to extend this lead. The wind, the pitch. Out to center, oh, it's dropped. 1 run is in, and that's 1 out. The courtesy runner, Richard Prado, is out, but it's going to be an error on the second baseman, Angelo Rue. And it's 5-0. It's going to be E4. And coming to the plate now is Elzer Rangel with 1 away and 2 runs in. Branson Britton trying to get out of this jam in this inning. His team now down 5-0. A pitch by Britton to Rangel. And that's going to be 1 ball, no strikes to count. Britton started well in the first 2 innings, but ran into a little bit of trouble and since then. He has a great slider, great fastball. Runner coming down. The pitch. And runner going. No throw by Fierros. Two and oh to count. The pitch. Strike 1. Strike 1 to Elzer Rangel. Cruz and Prado. Strike 2. Strike 2 to Rangel. The pitch fouled away. Pitch, and that's ball. Throw coming, that's one, and another run is in. Scoring from third base is Villegas, and it's now 6-0. It'll be a RBI strikeout for Rangel, and it's 6-0. And the pitcher now, Ozanel Gonzalez, is up. Runner at third, 2 away. 5-0. Correction, that's 5-0. Pitch by Brittany outside. Two runs into this inning. The pitch. One ball, no strikes to count to Ozanel Gonzalez. The pitch. That's 1-1. 2 runs in this inning for the Bears from A-Leaf Hastings. The pitch up the middle, gets past Martinez. 1 run is in, and it's now 6-0. Scoring from third is Brian Cruz, and it's 6-0. And now Eric Caleron is now the runner, the designated runner for the pitcher. And that's going to be Daniel Alvarenga up. 3 runs in this inning. It's 6-0. The pitch. It's going to be outside. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The wind, the pitch, and good pitch in. That's 1-1. Daniel Alvarenga. Alan Prado is up next. The wind by Britton, the pitch, and that's strike 2. 1-2 to count to Daniel Alvarenga. Hastings leading 6-0. Pitch by Britton on the outside, gets by Fierros, and going to second is Caleron. Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Daniel Alvarenga. A pitch, a little low and away. Pitch by Britton, and that's a strike, and that's going to do it for the top of the 5th inning. But 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score: the Hastings Bears 6, and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions nothing. You're watching and listening to A-Leaf ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to Ailey Taylor Baseball Complex in Houston. I'm your truly sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also Skylar Gillespie back in the studio. So if I airily said bottom of the sixth is bottom of the fifth. So I want to clear that up for you. But the Ailey Hastings Bears lead this one by a score of 6-0. And coming up to bat is Uzinel Gonzalez goes over for his fifth inning of work. The pitch popped up, going out of play. Jordan Chris, the senior, hitting. Up next will be Christopher Fierros, the catcher. 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Hastings. Popped away by Chris. Fierros is up next. No runs, 1 hit, 3 errors by Hastings. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch, and he strikes out. Chris, that's going to be the first out of this inning. And it's going to be Christopher Fierros, the catcher, up. These two teams most likely will meet in about a week or so for the third time. It's going to be most critical. Every game is critical to the playoffs. Pitch by Gonzalez. It's in there for a strike to Fierros. Angela Gonzalez is up next. A strike 2 to Fierros. No balls, 2 strikes to count to Christopher Fierros, and it hit him. He's headed to first base. That brings Angela Gonzalez up. Only just the second walk by Gonzalez, and courtesy runner is in. See who that courtesy runner is. The wind, the pitch. Up the first base line, and good try, good throw by Olive Villegas, but in at Gonzalez makes it in safely to first. And Campbell, Alberto Campbell, is at second. The wind by Gonzalez. Looking back at Campbell. Now hitting is the pitcher, Branson Britton. 1 out. 2 on. Wind, the pitch to Britton. A little bit low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. This is the most that Ailey Taylor's had on base. There's 1 run on base in the first inning. The pitch gets away from the catcher. Gonzalez's pitch gets away from Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is going to go out and talk to Gonzalez. Looks like Coach Andreas Torres may be making a switch here. He's talking to his pitcher. Runners on second and third. Hastings leading this one 6-0. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Then it's one out. He's going to leave Gonzalez in there. Two balls, no strikes to count to Branson Britton, the pitcher. Hastings leading this one 6-0. These two met Monday, and Taylor won that game over at Hastings Field on Monday. Most likely these two will meet again. So we actually have corrected the score. It is 7-0 instead of 6-0 from what the umpire, the official, just said. So there was 4 runs scored in that top of the fifth inning by Hastings. The pitch. Checks his swing. 3 balls, no strike to count. No, it's he said he went around, so it's 2 balls, 1 strike to count. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch. A little bit outside, 3 balls, 1 strike to count to Branson Britton. Maury Dean is up next. The wind. Gonzalez the pitch to Britton, and he takes a walk. Maury Dean is up next. Most likely there's going to be a courtesy runner for Britton. Looks like Britton is going to run. Base is loaded now for Maury Dean. Let's see if we can get some light up some magic in the offense for the Lions. They've only had 2 hits, but no runs to show for it. Gonzalez gets a signal. The pitch, swing and a miss by Dean. This will be 1 strike 1. Ozil Gonzalez has pitched well for the Lions up to this point. So far, 4.5 strong innings of work. The pitch by Gonzalez, low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live. The wind and the pitch, low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to Amari Dean. Third baseman Everett Calderon is up next. The wind by Gonzalez. The pitch. Chopper coming home with it, gets 1, gets Campbell at the plate, and good play by Aldo Villegas to cut down the run, and it's going to be 2 away. Third baseman Everett Calderon is up, still bases loaded, 2 down. Calderon, let's see if he can get something going for the Lions. The pitch, swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike to count. Wind by Gonzalez the pitch. Strike 2 to count. Ball foul tip away. No balls, 2 strikes to count. 2 out, bases loaded. This is probably the biggest threat that the Lions have had all game today. Wind by Gonzalez the pitch. Tapper. Gonzalez comes to the plate and he gets a lead runner, and that's going to do it. No runs, 1 hit, and 3 left on. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The score, the Hastings Bears 7 and the Alief Taylor Lions nothing. You're watching and listening to Alief ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to Alief Taylor Baseball Complex in Houston. I'm your truly sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also back at our studio, our QA, it's Skylar Gillespie. It is a 26A match between the Alief Taylor Lions, the home team, and the visitors, the Alief Hastings Bears. The Bears lead this one 7-0. Britton's day is done. 7 runs on 6 hits. 4 of those were unearned. And he struck out 6. And a new pitcher for the Lions. And there's also a new catcher for the Lions as well. Christopher Fierros is out. And Jacob, it's going to be Jared Michael is the catcher for the Lions. And pitching is going to be Angelo Aru in relief. And we'll check to see who's over it. Now, over at first base for the Lions also is Mikel Thomas. The wind by Rue, the pitch, and strike 1 on Alan Prado. Top of the 6th inning. It's been all Alief Hastings in this one. The wind by Rue, the pitch, and that's a base hit down to the corner. Giving chase is Gonzalez, and in with double at second base is Alan Prado, and that's going to get the leadoff hitter Gerardo Pena up and ready to hit. The pitch by Rue and fouled away by Pena. 7 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Hastings, and no runs, 2 hits, and 4 errors for Alif Taylor. Pitch, hit to the left side, and that's a base hit for Pena. Hector Reyes, the third baseman, is up now. Two outs, no outs, 2 on. Rue gets a signal from his catcher, Michael. The wind and a pitch going, and uncontested throw by Michael, and into second base is Pena with a stolen base. That is the 6th stolen base tonight for the Bears. The wind by Rue, the pitch, and up the middle, Martinez has it, throws it over, but a run is in, and moving to third base is Pena, and it's 8-0. And we have a little bit of a chant here. Eight runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for the Bears. No runs, 2 hits, and 4 errors for the Lions. There's a conference on a mound. Okay, Branson Britton moved over to third, and moving to second was a Ever Calderon. Rue. And the pitch is low and away. Strike. It's a ball 2, 2-0 to count to Aldo Villegas. Orlando Rodriguez is up next with runner on third and 1 run in. The pitch by Rue, and that's going to be high. 3 balls and no strikes. The wind by Rue. Looks at third base. The pitch. Strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Aldo Villegas. We give you some high school information on the mercy rule in just a minute. A wind by Aldo to pitch to Villegas, fouls it away. Now, it was a catcher's interference on Michael, so he goes to first. Now, The batter is Gerardo Rodriguez. Now, in this case, if Hastings scores 2 more runs in this inning, the bottom of the 6th, if Taylor does not score any runs in the bottom of the 6th, the game will end on a 10-run mercy rule. That's how they work it in high school. So if Hastings scores here, or Rodriguez knocks in 2 runs, and Taylor does not score, it doesn't matter what Hastings does in this top of the inning. If Taylor does not score in the bottom half, the actual game is ended. One out. The catcher, Daniel Gerardo Rodriguez. Elza Rangel and the pitcher, Ozanel Gonzalez. Ozanel Gonzalez will be the other 2 batters should this inning go on. No throw down at second and a steal for Villegas. 1 strike to count to Gerardo Rodriguez. Like I said, any 2 runs, and even past that, and Taylor does not score in the bottom, they'll end the ball game. Rodriguez gets a good hit all the way back, and tagging from third and coming in to hit to score is Pena. It's 9-0, and it's only 2 away. And coming up to hit now will be Brian Cruz, the left fielder. Again, if there is a run scored, 1 more runner, the runner scores from third base. And like I said, if there is no score by Alief Taylor in the bottom of the 6th, the game will end. Aru trying to get and Cruz scored. Cruz is at third. So Villegas scored. No. Villegas scored. Ball gets away and a throw. And he's safe. And Villegas scores, and it's now 10-0. Okay, so the actual run did not count, so he was out. So, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The score, the Alief Hastings Bears 9 and the Alief Taylor Lions nothing. You're watching and listening to AFISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to Alief Taylor Baseball Complex in Houston. I'm your truly sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer extraordinaire, and also QA back at the Vype Studios, Skyler Gillespie. A 26A match between the visitors, the Hastings Bears of Alief, against the Alief Taylor Lions. And 9-0. The Bears leading this one. Coming for his 6th inning of work is Ozanillo Gonzalez. He's had a very he's had a great pitch, very well pitched ball game. Some great offense behind him. He has 6 strikeouts in his ball game and has only walked 2. And coming to hit now for the Lions will be Angelo Aru, the pitcher. And after Aru, Ovarnian. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch to Aru. It's outside. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Wind, the pitch. A little bit inside. Aru. Aru calls time. 9-0. Alief Taylor trailing. Needing some runs here. The pitch. Look at outside. 3 balls, no strikes to count. To Angelo Aru. The wind. And the pitch. A little bit far away. And Aru gets on base. It's only the 3rd walk by Gonzalez. And coming up to plate now, it's going to be Oliver Kean. Steps off. 1 on, nobody out. Hastings leading 9-0. The wind by Gonzalez, a pitch up the middle, and it's going to be a infield hit for Kean. And Philip Sanchez is coming to hit now. Two on, nobody out. Hastings up 9-0. The wind, the pitch, fouled away. 1 strike to count to Philip Sanchez. So Coach Jenkins has made some changes. And resting up some of the starters and letting some of the other underclassmen play. Gonzalez looks back to second. The pitch, bunts it, gets a good bunt. And at first, it's Philip Sanchez, and now Mike Lou Thomas is at the plate. pitch. Strike one. This is only the second inning that Gonzalez has had bases loaded, but was able to get out of a jam. I believe it was in the bottom of the fifth inning. Wind the pitch. Swing and a miss by Thomas. So it's 2 strikes to count to Michael Thomas. On deck is Jaron Michael, the catcher. Thomas calls time. Hastings leading 9-0. The wind, the pitch, a little bit low and away. The wind by Gonzalez, the pitch, strikes him out. 1 away. That's O'Neal Gonzalez's 7th strikeout of the game. And Jaron Michael, the catcher, is up with bases loaded and 1 out. And the Lions trailing by a score of 9-0. Gets a signal from Rodriguez. Gonzalez's pitch, in it for a strike. What Coach Andreas Torres tells me about O'Neal Gonzalez, he has been developing. Got through a little bit some rough patches in the preseason, but has really developed his last 2 or 3 starts. Up the middle. 1 run will come in. And it is now 9-1. That's going to be an RBI for Michael. And that's going to be a pinch runner. It's going to come in for Michael. Brent Johnson is going to run at first base. The umpire is going to get the meeting between Rodriguez and Gonzalez. Now coming up to plate is Anselin Gonzalez. The wind by O'Neal Gonzalez. And the pitch. It's a little low, ball 1. Bases are loaded. 1 run in for the Lions. Still trailing 9-1. The pitch. Went outside. 2-0 to count. Brandon Britton is up next. The wind. Squaring around the bunt. Pitch. Strike. Infield was drawn in. 2-1 to count to Anselin Gonzalez. Bases loaded. 1 run in, 1 out. In the bottom of the 6th inning. The wind. Gonzalez the pitch. The pitch. Gonzalez strike. Full count. Full count to Angelo Gonzalez. Line by Gonzalez. The pitch. One run is in, and he's safe, and it's now 9-2. That's an infield hit. An RBI for Angelo Gonzalez, and Coach Andreas Torres is going to come out. He's going to most likely make a pitching change. You have to give before this inning. O'Neal Gonzalez really pitched well. And we have a switch, a defensive switch. So it looks like coming out was, it's like Aldo Venegas is out. Now going to right field is Eric Calderon. And let's see what other changes have been made. When we clear everything up, it's going to be Brandon Britton is going to hit. Going in is number 2, also Richard Prado. Gonzalez is going to stay in pitch. No. Eric Calderon now is at shortstop, replacing the original shortstop, Aldo Venegas. Pitch. Base hit. Oh, what a stop. Throws to the first, and there's 2 runs have scored. And it is now 9-4. And that's going to bring up to the plate Amari Dean. 4 runs in for this inning by the Lions. Four runs have come in. Gonzalez going down to first. Gonzalez pitching, and he throws a strike. Lions putting on a little rally. They have 2 on, 1 out. Pitch. Outside for a strike. 2-strike count to Amari Dean. Up next, Everett Calderon is up next. What looked like a dominating game by Hastings is turning into a rally by Eve Taylor. It's nice in baseball, you say never. So it's looking at Dean. And the pitch. Hit. Goes through the 1 run scores. And 2 run scores, and now it's 9-6. That is going to be an error on Alan Prado, the second baseman. And it's now 9-6 Hastings. What a big swing in this game this has been. They've been dominated by the Bears most of the game, and now it's turned into a possible comeback by the Lions. So that's going to be scored as a fielder's choice, but an error on E4. And that's going to do it for Anel Gonzalez. The runner on first is still his. He gave up 6 runs and 6 hits, but 4 of those were just earned. And pitching now is going to be Hector Reyes. The shortstop turned to now he's the pitcher. O'Neal Gonzalez had 7 strikeouts as well. The game of baseball can change at any moment. This has been a game-changing inning for the Lions. Nine to 6 as the pitching change goes on. So, Angel Gonzalez, who pitched, I believe he's going to go to left field, I believe. He's going to go to shortstop. So pitching for the Bears will be Hector Reyes. And now Reyes is going to face Ever Calderon, the second baseman. The wind by Reyes, the pitch, throws down to second, and in is Dean with a stolen base. Ball gets away, but Rodriguez is alert. This This game has changed a lot from the 5th inning. 1 out. Reyes runs the runner back. Nine to 6. Pitch hit well, and that's going to get a runner home. And scoring is Dean, and a RBI single for Calderon. Now it's 9 to 7. 7 runs in this inning, and that will take it off of the pitching of O'Neal Gonzalez. That will charge him with the 7th run, and that will be, now everything will be on Reyes. The pitch, pop up, under it is O'Neal Gonzalez, and he has it for the out. As Angelo Aru, the pitcher, pops up. Now Oliver Nean. Nine to 7, so we would have to go to the bottom of the 7th to complete it. So it looks like this game's going to be an exciting finish. So there's time. Angelo Rue was out. So that's 2 down. And when time comes out, it's going to be Oliver Nean, who's at the plate now. O'Neal Gonzalez, the pitcher of record for the Hastings Fighting Bears, is out. And we're back in play. 1 on, 2 out. And the hitter now is Oliver Nean. The pitch by Reyes. Gets by Rodriguez. And into second base is Calderon. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Jacob Martinez is up next. The pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1 to count. DeWine, the pitch, pops it up, going back for it and making the catch. Here's Alan Prado. But 7 runs 4 hits. 7-1's 5 hits and 1 error and 1 man left on. We go to the top of the 7th. The score, the A-Leaf Hastings Bears 9 and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions 7. You're watching, listen to A-Leaf Taylor, A-Leaf ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to A-Leaf Taylor Baseball Field on A-Leaf Taylor Sports Complex in Houston. I'm just truly sports fan Michael Lewis, Tino Portillo, and also our producer, and also our QA back to the studio, Skylar Gillespie. It's been a wild 26A match between the Hastings Bears of A-Leaf, the visitors, and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions. And a pitch by Aru. Is leading off in this inning will be Gerardo Pena. This was all A-Leaf Hastings up until the bottom of the 6th inning. And A-Leaf Taylor now only trailing by a score of 9-7. Wind the pitch by Aru. A bit high and tight. Looks like Eliza Rangel is up next. The wind, the pitch by Aru, and slow and away. 1-1. Now, even though don't let the records fool you, but we go into district play, the Hastings is 1-4 in 26A. And swing and a miss. 2-2 to count. And the Taylor Lions are 1-2 in district. Now, Taylor is actually holding on to the 4th spot in 26A. The wind by Aru. The pitch. Got him on the outside. First strike by Aru, and that's 1 down. And Eliza Rangel up next. The wind, the pitch, chopper by Rangel. And it's 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Oh, we have should have 1 strike. Popped away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 2 away. Now for Lions in the seventh, bottom of the seventh, most likely will have pinch hitting by Coach Jenkins. We'll see what they have in the bottom of the seventh. 2 away. 0-2 count on Rangel. The pitch. Strike 3 by Rue. That's 2 away. And it's going to bring up the shortstop, was the pitcher, Onzio Gonzalez. Rue settles in. The pitch. Back up the middle. Oh, good stop by Martinez. Over, and that retires the side. No runs. No hits. Nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Can the actual Alief Taylor Lions come back? The score. The Hastings Bears 9 and the Alief Taylor Lions 7. You're listening to Alief ISD Athletics on Vype Live. Welcome back to Alief Taylor Sports Complex and the Alief Taylor Baseball Complex. I'm your solely sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Tino Portillo, our producer, and also back to the studio, our Vype studio, is Skylar Gillespie, our QA. It has been a game of extremes here, this 26A match between two rivals, the Alief Hastings Fighting Bears and the Alief Taylor Lions, and Alief Taylor now Reyes pitching, and it is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to count. As Hector Reyes has his second inning of work, and Jacob Martinez up now to hit. The wind by Reyes, the pitch popped up, going back on it and making a catch is Prado, and it's 1 away. This was actually a game that you thought basically Hastings could just finish it out. But boy, out 7-run inning in the bottom of the 6th inning was magic for the Lions. And coming in to hit now is Alberto Campbell, the senior. The wind by Reyes, the pitch to Campbell is outside. Jaron Michael, the catcher, is up next. The wind, the pitch, strike 2 to Campbell. The pitch, low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Alberto Campbell. Pitch. And right to the second baseman, Prado, and flips it over for the out. And it's all up now to Jaron Michael to keep the hopes for the Lions alive, as the Lions are down to the last out. Nine to 7. The pitcher record would be the pitcher record for the Bears, if it holds together, would be Hector Reyes. Would be the pitcher record. The pitch by Reyes, high. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 2 away. Down to the last out is the A-Leaf Taylor Lions. If the Lions do not come back, the pitcher record would still be Brandon Britton. Fouled away, 1-1 to count to Jaron Michael. The pitch, low and away. Two and one to count. The pitch to Michael. Low and away, 3-1. Aslan Gonzalez. Up next. See what Michael get on. The pitch by Reyes. Chopped off the plate. Still, it's 3-2, full count to Michael. Been an entertaining ball game. A lot of ups and downs with it, or I'd say ebbs and flows with this ball game. Dominating 6 innings to the top of the 6th inning by Hastings, and you thought, okay, you know, the Bears had no offense at the time, and that big bottom of the 6th inning really energized them. Reyes, it's a signal from Rodriguez to pitch. Low and away, and Michael is on with a walk. Now it's going to be up to Aslan Gonzalez. And there's going to be a runner. Brent Johnson is running because Michael is the catcher. Nine to 7. Hastings leading. There's some time here. Don't forget, these two teams will most likely play in the first week, or say we're forced the second week of April. Either way, it's always a good ball game when these two rival schools play against each other. Two down, one on. And moving on to the pitch is Johnson. Johnson goes down to second, and he's at second base on the wild pitch. Reyes trying to get the pick off. Reyes trying to get the last out down. The Lions are down to the last out, and Angelo Gonzalez outside. And that's 1-0 to Angelo Gonzalez. If he gets on, Branson Britton will be the hitter. The pitch outside, and Brent Johnson goes to third. 2-0 to count, Angelo Gonzalez. And these guys are on the field. They played in Little League together, so they know each other very well. Again, they played against each other in Little League also. The pitch, it's in there for a strike. 2-1 to count to Angelo Gonzalez. Nobody, one on, run on third, two down. Pitch by Reyes, low and away, 3-1. The next, Brandon Britton is up next if Gonzalez gets on. Line by Reyes, the pitch. In there for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Full count to Angelo Gonzalez. Either way, this has been a has turned out to be a very entertaining game. A lot of ebbs and flows to it. The wind by Reyes, the pitch. That's it! And the Hastings Bears stave off a valiant comeback by the A-Leaf Taylor Lions. The final score, the A-Leaf Hastings Bears 9 and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions 7. The winning pitcher for A-Leaf Hastings will be Hector Reyes, and the losing pitcher for the Lions will be Branson Britton. Again, the final score, the A-Leaf Hastings Bears 9 and the A-Leaf Taylor Lions 7. For Tino Portillo, our producer, and for Skylar Gillespie, our QA back in the studio, thank you very much for joining us from A-Leaf Taylor High School. I'm your truly sports vet, Michael Lewis, and we'll see you then. God bless. Have a great weekend.